Nathan, on a personal note, how did you find sitting in the big seat again?
Well, I mean, it was really a team experience as much as anything in terms of Ken on the phone in the coach's box and the support from the other coaches. So, I wasn't still coaching your own line, and then, but probably having a slightly broader look at the whole team and whether there were any shifts or adjustments you could make on game day.
So Ken's not due back till Friday. How's it operate this week here?
Well, I've had a couple of chats with him so far today. So, we'll manage a team review today, and Ken will be zoomed in on all our meetings, and then we'll work towards how we train Thursday, and then what we're doing to prepare for Geelong this week.
From the outside, it seems you've come out of a game where you need to work on turnovers and dealing with momentum. Are they the key points for you?
I thought some of our ball use was average. I mean, Melbourne give you a few more complex decisions to make with the way they defend, and we weren't able to handle them as well as we could. I thought our team defence was well below where it normally performs at. We weren't able to win the ball back as high up the ground as we could, and we allowed Melbourne to move the ball too easily. So, there's a couple of areas that we can work at.
The momentum, like the Fremantle game, the Melbourne game, where
the
team gets 6 goals, 7 goals on you. What's that tell you?
Yeah, I thought even at the start of the last quarter, we fought our way back okay, and we had some decent looks and missed, and then some really average turnovers, and some maybe not great defending through the mid part of the ground gave Melbourne a couple of easy goals and the distance, and by then you've got to chase the game anyway. We were a couple goals down going into the last quarter, so you have to score to win.
How much do you look at, whether you could have gone closer because you get defenders could have gone closer because you could get at times for his 6 goals?
Yeah, I mean, some of the goals he kicked were outstanding goals. He has 7 shots on goal. Sam Powell had 5 shots on goal. There's just 6 goals difference. So, he's a wonderful talent. We're actually sort of discussing him a little bit during the week and how good he was and what his value was. And it turned out I was on the right side of the ledger. I just wish I wasn't.
Is that an area where you look at where you feel like Port Adelaide has to improve, especially with Orazio's kind of injury concerns over the past year? Don't that kind of damaging line-wise small forward to an extent?
Yeah, I think we need a few more good reasons to go forward with the ball, and it wasn't our most experienced forward line on the weekend. I think some a little bit more goal scoring talent in there certainly helps us. Last year we're taking into a final Rosie and Butters and Orazio and Stephen Motlop all playing as high forwards. It all have pretty good awareness of where the goals were or are, and we haven't quite got that blend at the moment. But Sam's had an excellent season. I think if we could get Orazio back playing, and he should be available for selection this week at one level or the other. Hopefully Lockie Jones is available as well, where we can get some threats in front of the ball, not just goal scoring, but ball winning as well.
So how many names are you going to have on that whiteboard? Extra.
Well, we could have 19 available in the SNFL this week. So there was 2 obviously spares that went up with us, plus the sub, and there's up to 5 I think that we think are 3 are very, very much going to play, and then the other 2 I think are good shots to play as well.
So who have you got? Who are the names of the players who?
What have we got? Sin, Tikal, Fantasia, Demont, and who am I missing? Jones. There we go. I already mentioned him. Yeah, we've got those 5 available.
Could Tikal come into the AFL side and all 3 bypass the same?
Well, there's a chance. We certainly he's got great athleticism, and it would be, I think Charlie's been great in the ruck, and he's probably our best ruckman at the club, but we also could quite use him in the forward line, and someone that can help us go forward and give us the confidence to take the goal scorer a little bit more.
So Charlie's better ruckman than still Bassett?
Well, right at the minute he is.
Marshall's okay?
Yeah, Marshall's fine. Yeah, he's. I think it was a corky, so he's fine.
Is there a temptation with Orazio to just, let him loose?
Are you tempted to pick him?
I am not in charge, but I'd
Yeah.
consider it if he
Yeah,
is fit.
yeah.
Given that you do have a sub, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't take a Ferrari off road, do you? Look, it'd be nice. I mean, it really depends how much of a chance we think he's going to get through. We think he's a good chance he'll play and play a full game. We'll discuss it more during the week.
Did he take those setbacks? Like seconds into his Sandford game, then after Sandford, I guess, how much does that kind of weigh in your mind if you decide to,
Yeah, fair bit, doesn't it? Like there's a risk reward, and the risk is significant, and it's how big the reward is.
The premiership table, can you start looking at it and actually, I know it's been week by week,
Mm-hmm.
but is it time to look at it and say, this has got pretty serious now, it's no more slip-ups?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty serious since round 3.
Yeah.
Round 3, really. Like, it's been pretty serious since then. So, it's not so much looking at it as it's focusing on what we need to do and knowing that you've got to keep winning to keep the season alive. That's our aim again this week.
So what do you think makes the difference between being a team that's currently ranked 11th to one that was ranked in the top 4 for the previous 2 years?
Yeah, we certainly had a very average start, and it's probably being generous. I think the last 12 weeks we've shown some good improvement. We've got some good improvement from some younger people, which we need. We need them going forward to be our best players. You could probably say right now that they're pretty close to our best players. Connor's had an outstanding season since he's gone into the midfield. So we need those guys to get better. Todd's our leading goal kicker, and he's in the top dozen goal kickers in the competition, which is a big improvement from where he's come from. So we have got some improvement. We need some more from more. So I think there's some real positivity around our season and what we get out of it. But we do need to, we're a couple goals off where we were, I think, and that's, we've lost 5 games by less than 2 goals. We won those close games last year. We haven't won them this year.
Speaking of scoring, Geelong last time was just the lowest score of the year. How do you ramp that up?
Yeah, I'd like us to kick more goals. Probably like's an understatement. And that's part of, potentially trying to put some stronger targets in our front half. We have, I think we've adjusted at different times the way we chase efficiency this year, and we have taken more marks inside 50 than any other team since round 7. So we do lower our eyes and hit targets, but we also lower our eyes and miss targets, and maybe at times don't hit the top of the square. But it's we're trying to grow our game. I think 2 years ago we're chasing efficiency because we got it in there and didn't score. I think we're still chasing that. We've made some adjustments. Some of them are there to help longer term, and it's taking a little bit longer than we always hope. We want to win now, and we want to score more now. And they're the challenges we can't quite answer well against teams like Melbourne and a team like Geelong. They're going to offer similar challenges this week.
Just going back to Charlie and the run, what do you feel? I know he's been doing well in the run, but what do you feel like it kind of takes away from the forward line, him having to be in the run?
We kicked 48 goals last year and took 75 contested marks. So you lose someone that is a strong marking target and someone that brings the ball to ground consistently. Like, we've got more lead-up forwards in our forward line. Really, Marshall, Georgiadis, Finlayson are more lead-up forwards than a strong aerial presence in our forward line. We've kicked the least goals inside 15 metres inside in the competition. So someone that can consistently, or that can occasionally take a good pack mark and kick a goal, but also that can provide a contest and compete for the ball in the area and keep the ball in the area long enough for other people to catch up, maybe get their hands on it and kick a goal.
How do you the ruck stops in the club when Charlie is the best ruck at the moment? Yeah,
that's the reality of the situation. We can't have him in both spots, so we've got to decide what's best for the team this week and also what's best for us moving forward.
The potential, two-time All-Australian Adelaide boy who could be available, in Bree Grundy, is that someone you feel like you might actually have to strengthen the ruck area coming into the season?
I haven't had too many list management conversations. Our focus is very much on what we're doing now.
Mitch Georgiades under a bit of pressure.
I think it'd be fair to say he is. You know, I mean, he's had some struggles at times this year. He certainly had a struggle on the weekend. So you know, I think one of our strengths has been we've been pretty consistent through our 22 in terms of we get contribution from everyone. You know, maybe our best players aren't always at the very pinnacle of the competition, but we get contribution from everyone, and I thought that was part of the disappointing thing out of the weekend was we had a few too many that didn't contribute much.
Back to Cozzy,
Yes.
what learnings are you going to take away from that, given this week against Stengle, he kind of is that small
Yeah.
forward?
Yep. Well, I think when we had someone on him for the whole period of time, we did okay. It was more some of the handovers that resulted from our team defence where we could have taken a little bit better ownership, but you know, Pickett was clean and he finished really well. So we haven't had too many small forwards get away from us since the Eddie Betts days. But yeah, certainly the weekend was one of those days.